All right, Matt, this is a great question, because if you don't have a lot of experience with a torch and doing cutting with different types of materials, a lot of times you'll end up with the slag buildup on the underside of your cut. And really it's just molten metal that's collected in these big beads that you got to get rid of. Now, before we get into that, let me answer your question about your torch. I don't think there's a problem with your torch. I think the issue you're running into is just in how you're cutting. I think you're not moving your torch fast enough, or you have too much heat coming through that torch. Now, there's nothing wrong with using a grinder, it just takes a long time. But if you're just breaking off that slag, I use something like a screwdriver or just a hammer. We've fashioned some crazy hammers. You can just even use a regular old run-of-the-mill hammer, and we just take this and just knock it off. Literally just hit it. Now, you can use a spatula or something like that, but we just use like an old screwdriver here, and you just take it, boom, knock it right off, knock it right off, knock it right off. And you see, you'll still want to use an angle grinder on the edge here if you need that smooth, but we got all that slag off without having to deal with trying to grind it off. All right, Matt, there you go. That's how I remove all big pieces of slag. Now, I still use an angle grinder to go over and make everything nice and truly flush, but don't use an angle grinder to get those big pieces off. It's just a waste of your time and a waste of your grinder.